Say me have one boy, the boy is like, one go to school. Me work $7,000 give the boy and the boy go game shop 4 day and go river on the Friday. You know what me do Saturday? Carry the boy go on the site on Sunday. And Tuesday and Monday, me make the boy come a bush come plow land with me and that same cane piece where you see behind me and have him weed up the Wednesday guy and back down to Thursday. And Friday morning, make the boy carry some bamboo tick and tick some yam. You see Saturday morning, I the first me see man clean up shoes and wash school clothes and press. All Sunday night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night, the man at the house and march until Monday morning, the man first in the district ready for go to school. The teacher them have to accept you, but them have to give him the key. He hop in the gate a man in time how the boy can come to school early. Me say the boy start go to school so tell sometime and me have to tell him say today I Saturday none and keep him lucky.
Sir, I am telling you this, that this day, it didn't take you 1 month after you won your seat before you do all of this. So I am telling you, you're not only blessed.
Azan polled 6,989 votes to newbie 6,490 to flip a constituency that went green in 2020. It marked his third win in a constituency in 5 elections, having previously won in 2002, 2011 and 2016. He lost in 2007 and 2020. The loss
I'm trying to bless others, but this is heroic. And this will go down into history. And I say that from my heart. Yeah, this is no plastering. As I said to you, I've never seen this. And I've given it already to my daughter. I have a daughter in England that I've told her, none of them can't believe. They can't believe it. When I said to you when you came here the other day, and I said, this is unbelievable. Maybe you thought I was just saying, oh.
It spelled devastation for the career of Newby, who had only months to mount a political campaign. He became the Jamaica Labour Party JLP's standard bearer after winning an internal election in March to represent the constituency that residents say was neglected by their Member of Parliament, Philip Henriquez. Clarendon Northwest has long been one of Jamaica's most unpredictable battlegrounds, with the seat swinging between the two major parties for more than 4 decades. Since 1980, voters have never allowed either side to rest easy. The JLP secured victory in 1980 though Edwin Allen, and again in 1997 with Cliff Stone. Michael Stern won the seat for the party in 2007, and Philip Henriquez in 2020.
I don't believe this, that is going to happen. I can't believe that it is really happening. I have never seen someone act this fast.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous speed. Same way. Man, big up hot water channel, no ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.
7. Section 8 of the Constitution is repealed and the following substituted therefor. 8. 1. No person who is a citizen of Jamaica by virtue of Section 3(1) B or C shall be deprived of Jamaican citizenship. 2. A person who is a citizen of Jamaica other than by virtue of the provisions specified in subsection 1 may be deprived of Jamaican citizenship in accordance with the law made under Section 10. 3. A person who is aggrieved by the deprivation of that person's Jamaican citizenship may apply to the Supreme Court for redress, for the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction to hear and determine any application made under subsection 3, and any person aggrieved by any determination of the Supreme Court under this subsection may appeal fairly from to the Court of Appeal. 8. Sections 9 and 10 of the Constitution are repealed and the following substituted therefor. 9. A person who is a citizen of Jamaica may renounce that citizenship in accordance with the provisions of a law specifying the procedure by which Jamaican citizenship may be renounced. 10. Parliament may make provision in prescribing the grounds on which and the procedure by which a person who is a citizen of Jamaica other than by virtue of Section 3(1) B or C may be deprived of Jamaican citizenship. B. For the renunciation by any person of that person's Jamaican citizenship. C. Subject to the provisions of this chapter, prescribing the grounds on which and the procedure by which a person may become a citizen of Jamaica by descent. 9. 1. Section 11 of the Constitution is repealed and the following substituted therefor. 11. Parliament may make provision in respect of the countries that are members of the Commonwealth and Jamaica's participation in the Commonwealth. B. The Caribbean Community and Jamaica's participation in the Caribbean Community. 2. Unless other provision is made pursuant to Section 11 of the Constitution as amended by this section, the countries mentioned in Section 3 of the Jamaican Nationality Act shall be treated as members of the Commonwealth. 10. Section 12(1) of the Constitution is amended by deleting the definition of alien and substituting therefor the following. Alien means a person who is not a citizen of Jamaica. B. Deleting the definition of foreign country and substituting therefore the following. Foreign country means a country other than Jamaica. 11. Chapter IV of the Constitution is amended by deleting the subheading the Governor General and substituting therefore the subheading the President. B. Repealing Section 27 and inserting next after the subheading the following sections. 24. 1. There shall be a President of Jamaica, who shall be the formal head of state of Jamaica. B. Perform the functions assigned to the President by this Constitution or any other. The 2. A person shall not be qualified to be appointed as President unless the person A. is a citizen of Jamaica, whether by birth or descent. B. has been ordinarily resident in Jamaica for a period of at least 10 of the 15 years immediately preceding the date of the person's nomination for appointment under this section. C. is not disqualified for membership of the House of Representatives or the Senate, as described in Section 41 and 2. 3. For the purposes of paragraph 2, by descent means by virtue of having a parent or grandparent who is a citizen of Jamaica by birth. 25. 1. A vacancy in the office of President shall be filled by an appointment made in accordance with this section. 2. The Prime Minister shall consult with the Leader of the Opposition on the nomination of a person qualified under Section 24(2) for appointment as President. 3. On a consultation under subsection 2, all reasonable steps shall be taken by the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition to agree on the nomination. 4. For the purposes of subsection 3, the Prime Minister shall recommend a nominee to the Leader of the Opposition for consideration if the Leader of the Opposition agrees with a recommendation under paragraph A or CI or E for a nominee. The Leader of the Opposition shall so inform the Prime Minister. E. The Prime Minister shall in writing inform the Speaker and the Senate President as to the nominee, and E. The Speaker and the Senate President shall refer the nomination to Parliament for a confirmation vote. C. If the Leader of the Opposition does not agree with the recommendation, the Leader of the Opposition shall so inform the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister may refer the recommendation back to the Leader of the Opposition for reconsideration or E. recommend a different nominee to the Leader of the Opposition for consideration. D. In any case where a recommendation is referred back to the Leader of the Opposition for reconsideration, the Leader of the Opposition may propose a different nominee, and if the Prime Minister agrees with the proposal for a different nominee, the Prime Minister shall in writing inform the Speaker and the Senate President as to the nominee, and the Speaker and the Senate President shall refer the nomination to Parliament for a confirmation vote, or E. does not agree with the proposal, and not less than 3 months has elapsed since the Prime Minister first made a recommendation to the Leader of the Opposition in respect of a nominee to fill the vacancy. The Prime Minister shall determine the nominee, and after informing the Leader of the Opposition as to the nominee, in writing inform the Speaker and the Senate President as to the nominee, and B. The Speaker and the Senate President shall refer the nomination to Parliament for a confirmation vote. 5. The nomination referred to Parliament under subsection 4 shall be put to a confirmation vote conducted by secret ballot at a joint sitting of the Houses of Parliament. 6. On a confirmation vote under subsection 5, the nominee shall be appointed as President if the nomination secures the vote of each House by a majority of all its members voting pursuant to subsection 5. 26. 1. Subject to the provisions of this section, a person appointed as President shall hold office as President for a term of 7 years and is eligible to be reappointed in the manner specified in subsection 2 for such further term not exceeding 5 years as shall be specified in the instrument of reappointment. To the question of reappointment of a person who holds the office of President shall be determined within the period of 1 year immediately preceding the expiration of the person's first term as President by the procedure of a nomination and confirmation vote conducted in the same manner as a nomination and confirmation vote under Section 25. 3. The holder of the office of President may at any time resign the office by tendering the resignation in writing to the Prime Minister, who a shall in writing notify the Speaker and the Senate President of the resignation, and b. may act under Section 25 or subsection 14 to fill the vacancy caused by the resignation, whether or not the sitting referred to under subsection 4 has occurred. 4. Upon being notified of the resignation pursuant to subsection 3, the Speaker and the Senate President shall cause a joint sitting of the Houses to be convened for the purpose of accepting the resignation. 5. At any time during the President's term in office, the President may be removed from office on any ground specified in subsection 6 in accordance with the procedures set out in subsection 7. The grounds on which the President may be removed from office are that the President he is unable to perform the functions of the office, whether arising from infirmity of mind or body or from any other cause, b. has behaved or is behaving in a manner that endangers the security of Jamaica, c. has behaved or is behaving in a manner that brings the office of President into disrepute, or d. is by that President's own act under a duty of allegiance, obedience or adherence to a foreign power or state. 7. The question of whether the President should be removed from office on any ground specified in subsection 6 may be put to Parliament only upon the motion of the member of the House of Representatives who is responsible for leading the business of the government under the standing orders of that House, tabled at a joint sitting of both Houses, and setting out if the ground relied on b. the proposed members of the investigatory panel to be established pursuant to subsection 8 and naming the member who will be the chairperson of the panel, and c. the time within which the investigatory panel shall submit the report required under subsection 8, which shall not in any event exceed 6 months from the date on which the investigatory panel is constituted under subsection 8. 8. If a motion tabled under subsection 7 is carried by a 2/3 majority of all the members of each House of Parliament voting by secret ballot at a joint sitting of the Houses, an investigatory panel shall be established to investigate the question of whether the President should be removed from office, and the chairperson of that panel shall at the conclusion of its investigation submit a report of the panel's findings and recommendations thereon to Parliament, including a statement as to whether or not the ground relied on or any other ground has been made out to the panel's satisfaction. 9. Before submitting the report to Parliament under subsection 8, the chairperson of the investigatory panel shall give a copy of the report to the President and afford the President the opportunity to respond thereto within such time as shall be specified by the investigatory panel, and writing accompanying the copy of the report, and b. make such adjustments to the report as the investigatory panel considers warranted as a result of the response, if any, provided by the President. 10. For the purposes of subsection 8, the investigatory panel shall consist of 3 members, being persons who have held or are qualified to hold office as a judge of a court having unlimited jurisdiction in civil and criminal matters, whether in Jamaica or elsewhere, or a court having jurisdiction in appeals from any such court. The investigatory panel may direct its own procedure, call for evidence and summon and hear witnesses, and c. the chairperson of the investigatory panel shall submit the panel's report to Parliament by giving a copy of the report to the Speaker and to the Senate President. 11. The time set out under subsection 7c, within which the chairperson of the investigatory panel shall submit the panel's report to Parliament, may be extended by Parliament to such further period not exceeding 6 months. A. On the written application of the chairperson of the panel, accompanied by an interim report on its investigation, and b. by resolution initiated by the member of the House of Representatives who is responsible for leading the business of the government under the standing orders of that House, and approved by a majority of all the members of each House of Parliament voting by secret ballot at a joint sitting of the Houses. 12. The proceedings of the investigatory panel shall not be invalidated by any defect in its composition due to the incapacity of any of its members by reason of infirmity, death or any other cause. 13. The Speaker and the Senate President shall cause the report of the investigatory panel to be tabled at a joint sitting of both houses, and in any case where the report states that the ground relied and or any other ground has been made out to the satisfaction of the panel, a Parliament shall vote by secret ballot at a joint sitting of the houses on the question of whether or not to remove the President from office, and b. if each house by a 2/3 majority of all its members votes that the President should be removed from office, the office of President is vacated. 14. Where the office of President is vacated pursuant to subsection 13, an interim President appointed by the Prime Minister after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition shall carry out the functions of the office until a President is appointed in accordance with section 25. 15. The fact that an investigation or any proceeding in Parliament is being carried on pursuant to this section shall not preclude the exercise by the President of any of the functions of the office of President. 27. 1. A person holding the office of President or exercising the functions of that office under any provision of this Constitution shall not be liable in any criminal or civil proceedings for any act done in respect of those functions, or b. while in office or exercising the functions of the office, any act not involving treason, violence or fraud. To no form of summons, warrant or other legal process shall be issued or executed against a person who holds the office of President during that person's tenure in office and the period in which any such process cannot be issued or executed because of this subsection shall not be taken into account for the purpose of any limitation period applicable to the legal proceedings to which the process relates. See by repealing section 28 and substituting therefor the following. 28. A person appointed to the office of President shall, before entering upon the duties of that office, take and subscribe an oath administered by the Chief Justice in the form of the oath of allegiance set out in the first schedule D in section 29 by I, deleting subsection 1 and substituting therefor the following. I, whenever the Prime Minister is satisfied that the President is temporarily incapable of performing the functions of that office by reason of absence from Jamaica, illness or any other cause, the Prime Minister, after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition, shall appoint a custos or a member of the President's Council to carry out the functions of the President during the period of the incapacity, and e. deleting the word Governor General wherever it appears, including in the marginal note, substituting therefore in each case the word President. E. by repealing section 30, 12, 1 sections 41, 42, 47, 48, 52, 59 and 62 of the Constitution are amended by deleting the word President wherever it appears, including in the marginal notes, and substituting therefore in each case the word Senate President. To section 42 of the Constitution is amended by repealing subsection 2 and substituting therefore the following. 2. Upon the election of the Senate President, before the Senate President enters upon the duties of the office, the Senate President shall, unless the Senate President has already done so in accordance with the provisions of section 60, to make and subscribe before the Senate the oath of allegiance set out in the first schedule 3 section 137 of the Constitution is amended in subsection 1 by deleting the words President or Deputy President of the Senate and substituting therefore the words Senate President or Deputy Senate President. B in subsection 3 by deleting the words I, office of President, substituting therefore the words office of Senate President. E, Deputy President, and substituting therefore the words Deputy Senate President for references in any other law to the President of the Senate shall be construed as references to the Senate President elected under section 42 of the Constitution. 13. When a reference to the Governor General in any other law shall be construed, unless the context otherwise requires, as a reference to the President. To the following provisions of the Constitution are amended by deleting the word Governor General wherever it appears, including in the marginal notes, and substituting therefore in each case the word President. A section 20. B section 31. C. Section 32, D. Section 33, E. Section 40 to CI, F. Section 45, G. Section 47, H. Sections 56 and 57, I. Section 63(1), J. Section 64, K. Section 65, L. Section 66(1), M. Section 67, N. Section 71, O. Section 71, P. Section 72, Q. Section 73 and Section 91 1bi and E by deleting the words other than Her Majesty and Council and substituting therefore in each case the words other than the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. E in Section 94(7) by deleting the words Her Majesty's Privy Council and substituting therefore the words the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. F in Section 100 by deleting subsection 5 and substituting therefore the following. 5. A judge of the Supreme Court shall be removed from office by the President by instrument under the broad seal if the question of the removal of that judge from office has, at the request of the President made in pursuance of subsection 6 been referred to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council under any law enabling in that behalf, and the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council has advised the President that the judge ought to be removed from office for any reason specified in subsection 4. G in Section 106b by deleting the words by Her Majesty to the Judicial Committee and substituting therefore the words to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. H in Section 109 by deleting paragraphs A and B and substituting therefore the following. If the tribunal recommends to the President that the President should not request that the question of the removal of the judge from office be referred to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, or B. the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council advises the President that the judge ought not to be removed from office in Section 91 1bi and E by deleting the words other than Her Majesty and Council and substituting therefore in each case the words other than the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. E in Section 94(7) by deleting the words Her Majesty's Privy Council and substituting therefore the words the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. F in Section 100 by deleting subsection 5 and substituting therefore the following. 5. A judge of the Supreme Court shall be removed from office by the President by instrument under the broad seal if the question of the removal of that judge from office has, at the request of the President made in pursuance of subsection 6 been referred to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council under any law enabling in that behalf, and the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council has advised the President that the judge ought to be removed from office for any reason specified in subsection 4. G in Section 106b by deleting the words by Her Majesty to the Judicial Committee and substituting therefore the words to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous speed. Same way. Man, big up hot water channel, enough ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.